Lately, it seems like every big tech company has been laying off workers, whether it's Google, Adobe, YouTube. It doesn't matter what it was. If it had to do with tech, they were laying people off. Just in January, 100,000 workers were terminated from their job. So this makes sense in one aspect because labor costs are between 60 and 70% of running a business. And a lot of these companies, especially tech, they were boosting up their numbers during the pandemic. They had a lot of work from home jobs that were appealing to a lot of people. But now they're going to have to cut the cost, right? Economy signaling a downturn. And the profits are just not the same as when the stimulus checks were rolling in. We're not seeing quarter over quarter records of profits. They don't exist anymore. So obviously we're going to have to cut some people back. But despite these cuts, there's one industry that's thriving, and that's the service industry. When we're talking about hospitality, food workers, hotels, this industry is still recovering from the pandemic where they were completely shut down, and they're still trying to rebuild that. Unfortunately, this is a low-wage industry. No one's making a lot of money in this industry unless you're at the very top. So the average person working in the service industry is only making $20 an hour this year. Last year it was $19 an hour. So that's a 5% increase. That's not even keeping up with the rate of inflation. And one of the reasons why this industry is always looking for workers, they're on a hiring spree, is because of the turnover. Nobody is satisfied just sticking there with a $20 an hour job and then trying to be a normal, successful adult. You're not going to find financial freedom. You're not going to be able to attain any of your adult goals if you are just stuck in a $20 an hour job. So it's going to be a revolving door. People constantly coming in, coming out, training. And I was at an IHOP the other day, trying to enjoy some pancakes. The person who was waiting my table, he looked like he was 12. He looked like he was 12, maybe 13 years old. And I was thinking, first thought in my mind was, is this legal? The second thought, well, good for him, he's learning some work ethic. But I was wondering, are they hiring 12 and 13-year-olds because they can't find anybody else? I mean, I'm sure that he could have been the nephew of the manager or, some sort of workaround like that. But it really surprised me to find someone that young out there working at IHOP. The same is probably happening all throughout the country. We're seeing less of a desire to work in these type of industries. But besides the service industry, do you know who else is hiring right now? You're right, the federal government. They're hiring right now. And they have over 32,000 jobs open today, ready for you to apply for them. Now, some of these jobs are for internal applicants. They're not for you. They're for people that work at that agency. Other jobs are for people that work in the government, period. But there are some that are open to the public. There's thousands that are open to the public that you can apply for. You only need two things. You need a strong resume and you need the desire to actually get on there and start applying. Besides the government, we have the airline industry that's hiring. And these people have a critical shortage when it comes to pilots. They cannot get enough pilots. They're offering thousands of dollars as a sign-on bonus. Still can't get pilots. 10,000, can't get them. 100,000, over $100,000 in bonuses, and the pilots still aren't showing up. So I was thinking, man, what a great opportunity to become a pilot, right? What does it take to be a pilot? You don't need a college degree. That's the first sentence that blew me out of the water. You do not need a college degree. You do need 3 or 4 years training, getting the flight hours to become a pilot. So if that interests you, you should jump all over it. Also, we're seeing a lot of hiring in the trades. I'm talking about electricians, carpenters, plumbers. These people are always in demand, right? So they don't have to be stuck in one location, in one company, tied to a low wage. They can always branch out on their own. And they can start earning, a lot more money in some cases, a lot more than $20 an hour. I just hired a plumber the other day. They're making a lot more than $20 an hour. In the news lately, you'll see a lot of the retail and the hospitality, the major companies, they're announcing we're giving pay raises. Even Walmart, which is like the king of low wage, they're giving raises to their workers. So they're actually paying up to $14 or starting at $14 an hour now. Now, this isn't something that should be really praised. This is something that should be happening with almost every single company out there because of the inflation rate. The inflation rate is not a secret. Everyone knows that 2022 happened, right? So if companies want to retain, and they should want to retain, If they want to retain, they have to bump that salary up. Now, the problem with a lot of these low wages, they're not able to retain, and they suffer the consequences because it costs money to recruit, to train, especially that training portion. It costs thousands of dollars to train most workers. And if you're not offering them a competitive salary and support in the workplace, they're not going to stay there long. It's going to be that revolving door. They're going to jump as soon as they see a better opportunity. Now, if you're interested in a federal government job, if you can see yourself working in a government job, but you don't know which one would be right for you, then I have some information I'd like to share with you. And if you're interested in that, I want you to watch this video next. If you would like to see more videos like this, please click like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.